Hi, welcome back to Wrestling from the Vault. So today I want to pick up the timeline again. I really enjoyed doing this. So I believe the last time I did a video, it was Yokozuna was champion. He'd just beaten Mr. Perfect at King of the Ring '93. Now Yokozuna's run, I think it's very good. He has the whole Lex Express thing to deal with, and the big build up to SummerSlam '93. It wasn't a great match or anything, but the build up was certainly fun. But you could still do that and have Yokozuna retain again. It's kind of like because the old way would be, the American hero battles against the foreign invader. But this way, it's sort of flipped on its head. You've got the foreign invader as champion, and you've got the big American hero trying to rescue the gold from him, but he's unsuccessful. And it made for a great story. So I would carry on as Yokozuna as champion all the way up until WrestleMania 10 again, and have Bret Hart win the Royal Rumble. You can do the whole double winner of the Royal. I actually thought that was a very good way to do it, and they timed it perfectly, both hitting the floor at the same time. So you could still do that. Have Bret as champion. That enduring image of him lifting that belt at WrestleMania 10 after what seemed like a huge struggle. That iconic vision. You can still do that. Except what I would do is have Bret hold it for about 2 years. Forget the Bob Backlund. You can still do the Bob Backlund program, the Bob Backlund snapping. It's such a great story, such a great character work from Bob. You could do that, but just have Bret retain the title. You could have, and hindsight is great. It's a great thing, but the Diesel run of '95 wasn't that great in the end. But Bret Hart was still over. He was still the man. The crowd still loved him. So you could just have Bret carry that title all the way through '95 into '96. Shawn Michaels was the obvious challenger, and that's how it panned out. Shawn Michaels' rise was great. Great babyface champion, great babyface moment, the win at WrestleMania 12. I love that match, the Iron Man match. I think it's got its critics, but I think it's... I don't know if it's perfectly paced, because I don't think any wrestling match should go over half an hour. But still, in that 1 hour, there's some tremendous wrestling, there's tremendous storytelling, tremendous selling, and I love that match. So then Shawn holds it through most of '96, and then you get to... So in my head, it's either should Vader have won it at SummerSlam '96? He was the hot heel, or should they have done what they done and have Sid, who came out of nowhere and had a magical run, win it at Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden? I think they did the right thing, and I think that's how I would do it, because Sid is so over in that period of time. Shawn winning it back in San Antonio, you could still do that. Even with the injury as well. He got that injury. It doesn't matter. You can take the big win, have him do the big win in San Antonio. Sid was never long for this world anyway as a top guy in WWE. He had a short run, but he did deserve it because he was mega over. And then just have Shawn lose it, drop the title as he does. And then you could still do that fatal 4-way at Final Four in your house, but just have Undertaker win. There's no need to flip-flop the title here, have Bret Hart win it and then lose it the next day to Sid, then Undertaker win it at WrestleMania. Just have Sid challenge at WrestleMania, but have Undertaker win, and then he can carry that all the way through the summer into SummerSlam. Bret Hart wins it back, biggest heel in the company for that 6-month period that the Hart Foundation were on fire, and then you go from Bret Hart into the Montreal Screwjob. I don't like the way it happened, obviously, but life imitated art and whatnot. But it did happen, and they did have to take the title off Bret. Shawn's the champion. It works. It works in kayfabe. It works in real life. Don't like the way it happened, obviously, but it happened. So Bret wins at SummerSlam, the big heel, carries it to Survivor Series. Shawn wins it back. Shawn carries it, and then it's obvious who the next champion's going to be. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin winning at WrestleMania, and that's where we'll stop it, and we'll pick it up from there. The Stone Cold era, 316 era begins at WrestleMania 14. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.